Good morning. I am asking for your help in the production of the book that I'm writing. And I've got it written. I just have to rewrite it and neaten it up a little bit. Except for bowstrings. And another thing that I'm going to be doing that will require your assistance. And so far, I have, I'll just kind of flip through this. The foreword, or the beginning as I call it, which I've read in a video that I've already put on YouTube. And then it goes into the equation, the three parts: wood, design, and execution. And then I break into, let's see here, I even talk about board bows and choosing board bows, or boards for bows, as far as grain, and then getting into a bit about the draw length equation, and it's kind of rough because there's so many different variables in it, but basically what are safe draw lengths given certain lengths of bows, both self bows and sinew back. And then it gets into bow wood, where I talk about different bows, bias ring backwards, following one growth ring, decrowned. Let's see here, and then some other good stuff. Then the physical characteristics of wood, and I've got a pretty extensive group of wood that I'm familiar with. As far as, I'll just run through here, like Osage and mulberry and black locust and red elm, which those are bow woods that you have to work down to a single growth ring. In the heartwood, then it gets into such things as conifers and the oaks, various pines. There's quite a few of them. There's about 25 or 26 different woods, if not more, that I am familiar with. So I made personal notes. I might have read like a section on elms or something in another one. But anyway, there's a little blurb on how to prepare elms, because they're different. They tend to twist if you split them into staves. So I go into detail of what you can do if you cut an elm tree, how to actually prepare that wood for bow making so it doesn't twist and contort and it's actually usable. Where are we now? My toolkit. Now I talk about my favorite tools, including this shaving bench and the farrier's rasp, on and on, sanding blocks, this long sanding block I made that acts like a belt sander. But the thing is, I don't have the technology or the ability to produce a book using like a Word program and then incorporating photographs. So I'm doing it old school, and I'm hoping that people can kind of get like a more personal feeling, like if you were sitting here and I was teaching a bow class to you and you were on my shaving bench and there was actually a personal connection. And I'm hoping that handwriting and I'm not too shabby at drawing. There's my Scribe-O-Matic, which is this device, and I talk about that in here. The diagrams and the drawings will be able to explain quite a bit. Then from there, I go into, oh, what a nice picture of a tillering stick. Boy, I should be an artist. Put me in the Louvre, and then draw knives, and on, even think about power tools. And then intermission, I thought I'd add this. This is a funny hunting story. I wasn't successful getting a deer, but it's quite a humorous little story. And then the project bows. And there are 3 project bows in here, which should give you a good overall feeling for everything bow. I have, in the beginning, the D bow, which is, oh, look at that picture. It looks like the letter D, which is basically kind of a splint that's tapered throughout the length. Maximize, the amount of bending wood, and it's simple to make. And my project bow could certainly be made out of a board. The similarity in building is there, and I discuss that, boards versus staves. But my project bow, let's just say, is a stave. And I get into cross sections and basically everything. It's pretty in-depth. The second project bow would be just a typical long bow, and this is very wide because it's made out of pine. And by typical longbow, I mean a narrow, deep handle. And in my book, to incorporate choosing boards and discussion of board bows, the longbow will be a board bow. Oh, don't get dirty. I worked so hard on this. The third bow, again, kind of mixing things up so you get the greatest effect, will be, let's consider it a stave bow, and it is a gull wing bow. You can see, and this is in the book going to discuss about making greenwood bows and shaping it down so it'll dry faster. You know, the more you reduce the bow, the faster it'll dry. And then the topic of blacking it up and securing it so it will dry in a particular shape. And you can do this with the gull wing, or you can do it reflex deflex, or you can do it recurve, black up the tips. But this is a good technique for working green bows, where you just kind of cut them, shape them fast because they're green, block them up, lash them down, and then forget them for a while. And so those are my three types of project bows. That gull wing also will be sinew-backed. Did I fail to mention that the longbow will be rawhide-backed? So I'm talking about D-bows, typical longbow style, including rawhide backing, so you learn rawhide backing through my techniques, which are a little different than others, but I find them effective. Gull wing, lift with your legs, not your back, and I'll get into that in my book, and sinew backed. So there's also sinew backing involved. And I think that by having these three distinct styles, and not just mixing every bow style in the world into it, it's a good concentrated form of learning, so you learn basically what you need to become a good bow maker. I'm going to also include how to make strings. Now, where I need your help is that if you were sitting here and I was doing a bow class, there would be a back and forth question and answer kind of a thing. And so I'm sure that in this book that I am writing, I have not answered every single possible question that I could. Not every question under the sun, but every good possible question. And so I'm asking you on this video in the comment section, whether you know the answer or not, to ask the questions. And so I will be able to cover things more thoroughly. It'll be as close to like a one-on-one bow building class as possible. So just, you know, again, if you know the answer, but you feel it's a good question, throw it out there. And so I can read through these questions that people are giving me, and then incorporate them into the book. I guess that is about it. I thank you for your patience and your participation, because I feel that you will participate. Help a buddy out. Hope you're having a good day, and thank you so much for your support.